wanna see you. Go ahead, go and flex on all these people. Girl, you bad, I need everyone to see you. Go ahead, go and flex on all these people. Girl, you bad, I need everyone to see you. Go ahead, go and flex on all these people. Girl, you bad, I need everyone to see you. Go ahead, go and flex on all these people. Girl, you bad, I need everyone to see you. Go ahead, go and flex on all these people. Girl, you bad, I need everyone to see you. Go ahead, go and flex on all these people. Girl, you bad.
All right, we are.
Are we on? Thank you, Mr. Producer. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon. I'm a little delirious, but it's 6:30. Good evening. Welcome to Beyond the Surface podcast with Sharen. I am your host. I know. Welcome to Beyond the Surface podcast, where life be life. And on the Beyond the Surface podcast, we talk about life, family, and love. All those things, right? We talk about them in the group. So if you're in the comments, say hi. I need to see my little paper's in the way, so I can't see. Come in the comments and tell me who's here. Say hi. We have oh, there we go. Hello, Darlene. How's the weather? How's the weather in Florida? We have someone from Florida watching. Thank you for tuning in.
It's so awesome how this can reach so many people.
Yeah. I love that. So I think we're about to have a storm here sometime. I think it's supposed to storm in a little bit, like 6 inches are supposed to fall.
Is it?
But yeah, when you guys are here, just come in the comments and say hi so I can know who's watching and who's here. Oh, it's hot. She put flames up. Does that mean it's hot? That means it's hot, right? I think that means it's hot.
Hey.
Oh, yes. Dukes is here. Hey, Mom. Hey, Mother. How are you? So today we're talking about building financial freedom. I know a lot of people talk about they don't know what to do with their monies. Like when you get a good amount of money, how do you invest that? What do you do? What should you do? How to build financial freedom and create some generational wealth. We always talk about that, right? Leaving money,
yes.
Right? The Bible says that we should leave money for our an inheritance for our children. So we're going to talk about how to do that, how to figure it out. But if you are here, come in the comments and say hi, good evening. How's everyone? Y'all good? We just had a great week. We had our anniversary on Tuesday. 17 years together.
17 years.
We've known each other 19 years.
Ooh, yeah.
Right?
Sure.
19 years. We've known each other 19
That's
years.
worth an applause.
770.
Applause.
7 we met. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Yeah.
17 years of marriage.
Yes.
Good times.
We had a super busy week. Friday, we had a wedding of Tati and Troy.
Oh my God. That was so awesome, right?
Right? It was good. They had this martini bar, honey. I had some, it's a lemon drop martini. Have you had that? Lemon drop martini. It's like my new thing. I loved it. It's good. Then we went to July 10th. We had a barbecue we went to for, I guess it was the 4th of July, but we kind of blended that with Juneteenth. So we made it July 10th.
What barbecue is that?
The one on the 4th of July.
Oh, okay.
We called it July 10th.
Oh, is that what we called it?
Well, we who was there.
I had to work, and then I got there.
Yes, and then you came. Then we went to our anniversary in Atlantic City. We just came back. Yes. So how did you like Atlantic City?
You know what? I had a great week. I had a great weekend there. I thought it was nice because it's crazy that like we're so close. And we have like all that over there. You have all
it was super cool.
A lot of entertainment.
Yes.
A lot of clubs.
A lot of food. A lot of great food. We ate at Nana's.
Oh,
so there's this place that just opened maybe 2 months ago. It's called Nana's. What's it called?
Nana's.
Like some famous pudding.
Banana pudding.
Yes. Honey, let me tell you. The fish platter, I think it was ended up being like $24, $25, but they give you 2 pieces of fish round about this here big.
Healthy.
So good serving sizes.
Yeah, they do.
They do drain the juice off the greens, so I thought that was important.
Yes.
And they drain the juice off the yams. And they get a lot of points for that because I don't want the yam juice going into my chicken wings.
Make your
I
wings
don't
soggy.
want lamb juice
No
going in my
soggy
chicken wings.
No.
Yeah, so those who are tuning in, we're just recapping our week. We went to Atlantic City after our anniversary. We had a wedding, then a barbecue, then we went to Atlantic City the next day. We literally just got home a couple hours ago. And we ate at Nana's in Atlantic City, and then we did Youngster Juice.
JOOS.
JOOS.
It's at the Walk. You have to try it.
Yes. All these places are at the Walk.
You go to my
places.
page. I mean, like after I ate, a lot of people are aware of Nana's because when I ate there, when I put a post up, I got 3,300
visible person
views. 3,300 views.
Hey,
in
Iris.
1 hour. So the place
is
popular.
Ira.
The food is
watching. Yes. Today we have Jessica Sarter is here, and she's going to talk about financial freedom. I'm excited about this. Excited for you guys to experience her. She's super amazing. All things, whatever we need to know about our financial freedom and creating generational wealth. Because, like I was saying earlier, we always talk about this conversation, but I am here to give you the tools to operate in them. So,
get your pencils, get your pads.
Get your pencils, your pads, and you're going to email her. You guys can email her to set up appointments. So that's important.
I remember when I first seen her, when you guys were on a panel.
Yeah.
I was amazed. I was amazed because she was talking just that little. She has so much information.
Yes.
And I know she wanted to give it all out because she wanted to give it out. And I was like, oh, we have to meet with her. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need her on.
Yes, everyone does.
So also in Atlantic City this week is Caribbean BRT, Black. I was going to say Black Road Trip. It's Beach Road Trip.
Beach Road Trip
is in Atlantic City. It's their 10-year anniversary. Yeah. So if you like Caribbean food and Caribbean folks and you want to go down and celebrate with them, it's going to be something exciting down there. I like it.
They celebrate.
You know what else is happening? The Dell Music Center series has started.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What is that? The music series?
Yeah, it's every Thursday. Don't y'all go there, and are you supposed to be watching me now?
Yeah. Come on now.
I need y'all to stay here, and then I don't know.
Anywho, concert?
Yes, you can. They can do that, but yes, I like the series though. The Dell. Who's going to be there? Let me see. Isley Brothers are going to be there.
Okay.
Atlantic Star.
Oh,
I like Atlantic Star.
Yeah, I like them too.
What's the song?
That made me sing.
Okay. Avery Sunshine is there tonight. Then Kim and Chandler Moore, Anthony Hamilton is there.
Chandler's there?
This is a lady though.
Okay.
Drew Hill, July 30th. Y'all know I love me a good bop with a Drew Hill. Jeffrey Osborne, Keisha Cole, Cool Modi.
Oh my God.
You want to see Jeffrey Osborne?
I didn't know he was gonna be there. Definitely.
That's on a Saturday. Maybe we could swing that. But yeah, so if you guys need tickets, you can go over there and see that. Thank you, Kenneth. Love my show. Thank you. I appreciate everyone supporting. Let me see what else we're talking about. Oh, this week. I think it's tomorrow. Ken Griffey Jr. will be at the, what is it called? In the All-Star Weekend is here in Philadelphia. And it's the Citizens Bank. They're doing HBCU Swingman Classic. So they're bringing in
what's that?
Black baseball players from HBCUs to come in, and they get to bat around and have their own series inside of baseball All-Star Weekend. So I think that's pretty great.
Yeah.
That they're giving like the HBUs exposure to the baseball league.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love Ken Griffey Jr. since, since forever.
And I'm glad that they're doing it.
Still waiting for a pair of sneakers. He played at the same time his dad played. They played on the same team for a little bit.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He's pretty dope. Do you know who Ken Griffey Jr. is? Because I don't feel like you know.
I do.
Okay. You just not enough excitement right now for me. What? Okay. All right. Okay. What else? Oh, so I wanted to show a picture and ask you guys what you guys think. What age do you think? Here, let me go over here. What age do you guys think is good for piercings? Right? For kids. So apparently this young person is a teenager, maybe just getting teens. And they got like their hands pierced. Right? I scratched out their face. You might know who it is. But yeah, apparently they're 13, just turned 13. So what age do you guys think is a good age for, I'm thinking your ears pierced, not your hand. The hand is a lot. Look like it's keloiding too.
It's-
It does, right? That little middle
Yeah.
finger looks like a keloid is.
The marks are gonna be there forever.
Yeah. So what age are you guys? I'm thinking ears pierced at maybe 12 and 13. And then, I don't know, these hands you got to do when you're an adult on your own out the house. I don't know if you could do them as a kid. I don't know. That's just a little bit much for me at the house. But yeah.
That's a lot.
You said it is?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
Yeah.
a lot. I mean, I think
Tell me what y'all think in the comments.
Yeah, I think that it should be like, you at least be like, 13, 14. But then everyone wants to be different. That's
They do. You can show some style. They just stick it on with the glue, like we used to with the white glue, the Elmer's. Just stick it on your hand. You ain't got to stick it in your hand. Yeah, I think that's a little much for me. A little much for me and the kids. So yeah, I'm gonna say maybe out the house, 20-ish, going. Yeah,
I'm with that.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. I also have a question about tipping. So are you a tipper?
Am I a tipper?
Are you a tip?
Major.
You are?
I like taking care of people. Yes. I was eating at Kelsey's at Kim's today. We had breakfast there this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and the girl, she was really, really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I actually, my friend, Pastor Hargrove, Bishop Hargrove was there with me. And we went, and he, I paid, we paid the bill and just blessed her. And you could tell her, they're like in shock. When they get your tip, they look at you like, oh my God, because it's hard work. I used to do that long time
I've never heard this story.
Well,
this is always something. 19 years, and I'm always learning something new every week with you. You were
live a little longer, you learn more.
A lot. So the question is, if the bill is $600, are you tipping the same thing if the bill is $600 or if the bill was $60? Like the 15% of, or 15 or 20% of the $600 bill.
Mm-hmm.
That ends up being a good amount of money. Like if you're already spending $600, are you tipping the lady $75?
You have to. You have to give her 15%. I mean,
so is it not that I don't, because we do tip. Mm-hmm. Well, he tips. But is it on the people, or is it on the business owner? At least 20% tip. At least 20%.
Yeah, 20%.
My God.
It should be 20%.
No matter what the price. Okay.
I mean,
if it's the $70 bill and the $700 bill is 20% no matter what.
So you're talking about $100. That's gonna be
I might have to stay home.
$120.
Because if the bill is $700, I'm probably tapped out. I probably don't have no more money.
Yeah.
15% is a bit low. It should typically be 20%. But the kicker is they don't tip over in European, European countries. It's offensive to them. It's only tipping culture here in like the US. They tip. We leave tips in like Caribbean and stuff. So they tip over there, maybe in Mexico. But that's not European. Hello. But yes, that's $140 for a tip. I don't know what she in there doing with the food and what type of service $140 get me. I'm gonna need her to like do a little Cupid shuffle or something. I need her to get out there and rodeo. I feel like that's a lot of money. It's a minimum 15% of the bill. The minimum. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if that puts me out as being a non-tipper. My husband tips. I normally don't pay, so I don't know what the tip is. And then when we go out with friends, I just say, tell me what my part is. If the bill is half, I don't even look at the bill. Are you guys those people? Like the bill comes and then do y'all bring out the calculator? I don't like those people.
No.
I don't want to go to dinner with you if we're breaking out the calculator.
Come out there and there's a bill, especially when there's guys here. Even if we go as couples, the guys already automatically know. We're just
it is.
The bill.
What most businesses are doing now, this is Iris. She says that they're incorporating the automatic 15% gratuity, whether you decide to tip or not, because it's a service that they are providing, right? That you're being provided. And people should be mindful that when they're receiving a service, the right thing to do is to tip. Now, if they don't tip, that's their choice. But then don't complain about getting poor service, because these people live by their tips, especially in the restaurant industry. That is true.
Yeah.
Yes. I do tip. Here in Florida, they request a tip as fast at fast food restaurants. Now I tell you where I don't tip. If I go inside and go get my food.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm not tipping if I'm getting out the car.
Oh yeah.
Like if I order the food, so I ordered it, then I go to the restaurant and pick it up. I just not tipping. I'm sorry. Don't stone me, but I'm not. Dr. Iris, you tipping if you go pick the food up at the window? And Kenneth said it's 140. Anywho, God bless the tippers. Clearly I need to work in. No, I don't need to work there. God forgive me. Okay. Up next. I just want you guys to know I tip a little bit. I'm not an automatic 20%. I'll work on it. I need a job.
I always make sure anyway. You don't
Okay.
know half the time. I just want to do it.
Up next, we have our guest today is Jessica Sarter.
Yes.
She is the founder of Castleview Wealth LLC.
Mm-hmm.
She is going to be talking to us about building financial freedom and creating generational wealth through money management.
Yes.
And at this point, I did talk to her. I told one story about me running. Maybe I didn't tell her this story. Anywho, let me bring her on stage so y'all can meet her first. Welcome to the stage. Give her some hand claps in the comments, people. Jessica. Hello. How are you?
How are you?
I am good. Are you a tipper?
I was like, dang, I hope I can be part of this conversation.
Yeah, girl, you tip?
I do. I'm a 20%er. And it should be 20% no matter what the bill is. Now, however, if the service is less than exemplary, and I'm over here like, dang, I'm scratching my head and some like, where's she at?
Right, where my ketchup at, girl?
Then we're doing 10%, but it's usually 20.
Oh, so you will dock a little bit if the service is a little sketchy.
Yes. And I'll have the conversation with like my daughter, because I'm trying to teach her like good tip culture. So I'll say, how do you think our service was? How was your experience? Was it good? Was it okay? Was it terrible? And
Okay.
I'll usually go off of what she says. So if she said, it was okay, I'll just go ahead and do 20. But if she's like, Mom, that girl was, I'm like, yeah, I agree.
Right.
And sometimes she's like, oh, they were really good. I'll go up to like 25 or 30 if it was.
You
really
go above 20?
Yeah.
You said 30?
Yeah, I have.
We did get $40 one time for it was like a $50 bill. And we gave $40 because like she was on everything. We looked up, she was here. We needed nothing. She like anticipated our needs. So I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like if I'm with my kid, don't bring me a cup that doesn't have a lid on it. Like that.
Right.
So if you bring me a cup with a lid on it, that automatic. Okay. She sees me.
Right. You understand.
I'm tipping for that. Yeah, that's an experience. Mm-hmm.
Okay. They were saying me too. Yeah. So, do you want to introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure. Hi, everyone. So as she mentioned, I'm Jessica Sarter, and I am the founder of Castleview Wealth. I have been in the financial services industry for over 15 years. After college, I started working at TD Bank. And I was with TD Bank for 11 years. When I left TD, I was the regional operations officer. I managed 20 locations in Queens, New York. That was a lot. After that, around COVID, I have a special needs daughter. So COVID was really hard getting to work. So I ended up leaving, and I needed something where I was going to be able to have freedom and flexibility with my career. And so I decided to go this route with the financial professional route. And so now, instead of, asking people to put their money in the bank and make, bank deposits and grow the money and do things like that, now I'm trying to grow my clients' money, educate them and help protect them through all seasons of their life, whatever that looks like. And the education piece is really, really big for me, just due to different situations in my life where, we've lost money or wealth should have been, transposed from one generation to the other. So I have a very, fond and I'm going to say a passionate view comes to money. So that's how I got here. I'm also a Disney adult. I love all things Disney. I've been
Ooh.
well over 30 times. I've been on numerous Disney cruises. So the name of my company being Castleview Wealth, it's actually named after the castle at Disney World. So
No play on words.
yeah. And a lot of people don't realize, I always tell this cute little tidbit. So Walt Disney actually was able to build Disney World through life insurance that he had purchased. He took money out of his life insurance policy while he was alive and used that money to start Disney World. So I always think that that's a really cool tidbit that a lot of people don't realize, that you can actually use life insurance while you're living to build generational wealth, just like Walt Disney did.
So let's segue into there, because I've heard that you can do that, but I didn't really, I don't know if I knew it was like an actual thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's absolutely a thing. Actually, you want to know something interesting? I have been a client of New York Life Insurance Company for about 15 years now. When my daughter was born, I got a life insurance policy, and my agent at the time, he would meet with me every year, and every year, life changes. And so we ended up, getting me that type of policy that I mentioned. And I was only 27 years old when I got that policy. And so now, having that policy for so long, I actually take $3,000 out of that policy every year. And that is actually how I fund one of our vacations every year.
Get out of here. I didn't know. Okay, so before we get too deep into here, can we get your contact information? So audience, when you want to contact and make an appointment with Jessica, you can contact her at
Go
ahead.
www.castleviewwealth.com. Right there will be a place where you can request to book an appointment, or just, send me information, but you can make an appointment right on the website. You can also take my direct line, which is going to be 302-745-9900. You can always call me and make an appointment that way as well. Okay. But do not leave a voicemail. I'm terrible at that.
Me too.
I will be honest. I got to get better. Don't leave a voicemail.
So can you say your number one more time so they could he could put it in the chat?
Sorry, 302-745-9900.
Okay. Someone mentioned, is that an IUL policy? Maybe that's the policy that you keep borrowing from. Is that the question, Kenneth?
So an IUL, that's an index universal life. That is a policy that you can borrow from. IULs are, depending on your need, you can utilize those as a tool to do that.
Okay, so let's talk money, right? Okay. Because I do have, so my husband is retiring soon, and I am trying to count his dollars. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to count his money to see where he can take me on vacation when he retires, so we can celebrate. So he has money. I mean, I have some too, but he has money. And he has it in like deferred comp. So he has this thing at work. It's deferred comp. I think a lot of state workers or whatever have it in New Jersey. And we're trying to figure out what to do with the money as he will be 62. So should he pull some out to take me on vacation, or should he leave it there and then he could pull out $3,000 every year to take me somewhere to celebrate his retirement?
It's a wonderful question.
Now,
the woman in me is gonna say, "Yeah, we're going on vacation,
girl code."
Yeah, right. Babe, we going on vacation, babe. We go on vacation. The financial professional in me is saying, that depends on a lot of different factors, right?
Yeah.
And so before I give professional advice, I'm going to ask you 1,000 questions. Yeah. And I always tell people it's comparable to when you go to the doctor, or you might go to the doctor and say, "Hey, doc, I got a headache." The next thing you know, the doctor is in your ear. He's down your throat. He's hitting your knee, that thing. He's like, "Oh, let me listen to your back." And you're like, "Bro, I got a headache."
Yeah. Why are you checking my chest?
What are we doing? What medications are you on, right? The doctor has to ask you all of these other factors to understand what to recommend, because as you know, it could be anything, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to need to know, well, how much money are you going to get in Social Security? Is there any money anywhere else? How many children do you have? Do you own your home? What's going to happen if you need long-term care? Do you have a plan in place for when someone needs to, take care of you? Do you want to be in a nursing home? Do you, do you have a plan if one of you passes away? If one of you passes away, is there enough money for the other person to sustain their life? Like, those are the questions that I'm going to ask before I say you can go on vacation every year. And if the answer to any of those questions is no, my job is to then make sure that I protect you from all of these things that most of the time people don't think. So when people are talking to me, I'm filtering it through a lens of, market risk, political risk, morbidity, mortality risk, so many different things that can affect your retirement plan along the way that a lot of people just aren't even privy to or thinking about. So to answer your question, there's a lot of questions I got to ask you before I can answer yours.
Okay. So clearly I can't use the money. It's a no until you see. So we're going to make an appointment to see where we are, because I like to live where we are. I like the space that we're in. So to pull that money out and then just spend it frivolously and then there's no backup makes no sense, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So money management. What can you tell us about money management, how we should be managing our money? Because I do know people who don't put any savings to the side. Like, I think you're supposed to, like, a percentage of your check is supposed to go to savings. A percentage is supposed to, I send mine to TikTok. I send my check to TikTok and Amazon. So TikTok shop got me in chokehold. So, and vacations. So how can you give like an overview of where we're supposed to manage our money-ish?
Sure. Now, one thing about me that I always tell my clients is I'm very realistic, right? So I don't want anybody to feel like they can't live their life, and I don't want anybody to be investment or insurance poor, right? So, and I know a lot of times the answers we get are very cliche, but they're really just the truest answers, right? So the first thing would be pay yourself first. And I'm sure we've heard that many, many times. Pay yourself first, right? What does that mean? Like you mentioned, put some money in savings. So you should always have a rainy day fund. So one of the questions I always ask my clients is, how much do you have in savings? And depending on their answer, I'll say, well, how comfortable are you with that? Because maybe sometimes when I'm working with my clients, the first thing that we should be working on is building their savings and their emergency fund. Or it could be paying down debt, right? So when it comes to how should we manage our money, that is another answer that is truly dependent upon the client, your current financial situation, and where you want to be. So I will say, pay yourself first, though. Put money in a savings. And if you have high interest debt, that should be the first thing that you need to do before you need to do anything else. Because if you're carrying like high interest debt, you're carrying debt that you're paying like 20%, 28% on sometimes. And there's nothing you can do to out invest high interest debt. Because unless
say that again.
There's no, I don't even know what I said.
There's nothing you can do.
There's no way to out invest, right? You can't out invest high interest debt, because you're unless the market does like 30% every year, you're not going to beat the 28%, the 25% that you're paying on the debt.
Yeah.
So
I needed to hear that.
The debt down, pay that debt down, get it out of here, right? And if that means, a credit card that has a 0% interest rate, or if that means a home equity line of credit, and some people don't even understand how those work. I'm not suggesting anyone go get a home equity line of credit unless you talk to a financial professional first, right? But sometimes those are my recommendations after I've looked at all of your assets. Like, oh, well, we can pull some money out of here and save you 20% on interest, right? So that's why having these conversations are important. So I know that was a long-winded answer, but
it was a good answer. Go ahead.
Truly, pay yourself first and get rid of high interest debt. Those would be my first two things for managing your money. And then learn about tax and risk diversification.
Okay. Meaning what?
Meaning understand understand what your money is doing. Understand, right? Like your money is you should be treating your money like employees, right? So you start treating your money like employees, like
not like Tony Braxton. You got to follow the money, right? Then she wasn't following her money, right? And she had to file bankruptcy. I know. I'm sorry, Tony. If you ever see it, I apologize. But that's my example. Oprah told her, you got to follow the money.
But I think in her case, she wasn't paying attention at all. Like sometimes you got too much money and you just don't even know. Like other people were managing it. Yeah. And so I don't know. Celebrities are weird. They just don't even be paying attention. But girl, what was I saying? Went on a tangent.
You have to follow your money. You should treat them like employees.
Your money should be employees, right? So if you have a bucket of money over here, what is it doing? It should be doing something for you, right? So I always say that anything in your life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a situationship, a friendship, a monetizing ship, right? What is your relationship with your money? It should be working for you. So treat your money as an employee and let each one do something else. So I always talk about tax diversification. I say that a lot. I said 3 buckets of money. So if I said, hey, I'm going to give you $100 and you have 3 buckets, where do you want to put it? This bucket is, I'm going to tax you on this money now. This bucket, I'm going to tax you on this money later. And this bucket, I'm going to tax you on this money never, right? I'm never going to tax you, right? So you want to get taxed now, you want to get taxed later, or you want to get taxed never. Where are you putting your money?
Never.
Right? Like that's not a trick question. Most people want to put their money.
I don't want any.
Jessica, why were you asking me that? It's a silly question.
Keep the money.
Silly goose, right? But most people don't have money sitting in a tax never asset, right? So they've got the tax now, which is your income, your savings accounts, your brokerage accounts. When you're investing, you're going to get taxed on that money now. You're going to get a 1099 at the end of the year if you use it. Your tax deferred bucket is going to be like your 401k, your 403b, your deferred comp plans. Most people are investing in IRAs for their retirement, those kind of things. And then your tax never bucket are going to be your Roth IRAs, which a lot of times people hear the word Roth, but they don't understand how a Roth truly works. That word gets flown around and thrown around too easily, I think sometimes.
With no understanding of it.
Right, exactly. And then also municipal bonds, which is a very affluent space to be in. And then also cash value life insurance, which is, someone mentioned the IUL, the whole life, the VULs, those type of products, which a lot of times we don't realize or understand how they work because we just hear the term life insurance. So I talk about tax diversifying, and that would be the next thing that I would focus on is making sure that I had money in every single one of these buckets and it was working for me in a different way depending on what my personal goals are for my money.
So if I happen to stand, tax season comes all the time. Okay, so is the point, and I think I've had this conversation with my peers, is you want to, if you're a homeowner, do you want to end up even and not owe and not pay? Or you looking at me sideways? Did you turn your head? Like, girl, what did you saying? Is that a thing? Or because they say you shouldn't have, or I've heard that you should try to break even. That way you don't owe or you don't pay. Is that a thing?
So I'm not a tax accountant and I'm not a
Okay.
tax specialist. So I truly can't give tax advice
Okay.
when it comes to like filing. So my job is more proactive, where like in the tax accountant's job is more reactive, right?
Ooh,
And what was that?
it's lightning, girl. It's outside.
Oh,
She
my
said
goodness.
she ain't a tax accountant, Kay.
So yes, I honestly, I could not give you an answer on
Okay.
that, but just, personally, that's
Okay.
really a preference thing too. Like, do you
Yeah.
do you want to know that you're going to get some money back in January that you can play with, or do you not? Right? I don't.
Or do
If
I
you
want to do it?
get a refund, you're giving the government an interest-free loan, basically, and
Yes,
you know,
that's what I was trying to get.
yeah, you're giving the government an interest-free loan, but as much money as they have, right? I don't.
I'm
It's
doing it anyway. Okay,
Yeah.
so most people struggle with budgeting, savings, and creating financial goals. What are some practical steps someone can take to begin their financial journey?
you know what, that question for me is so, it's kind of it's one of those things that depends on the person again, right? It truly does, because honestly what it boils down to is discernment. It honestly boils down to discernment, because I could tell you I think all of us know what we need to do, right?
Mhm.
And there have been times where I've
Well,
met
actually,
with
we don't though, because I have friends that don't know what to do. I think they
when it
hear
comes
what
to
to
like
do,
budget.
but they be like a little slow sometimes.
So when you say, what should I do when it comes to budgeting? Do you mean like a budgeting list where we're sitting out and we are listing like, how much is my mortgage? How much do I pay in my groceries? How much do I pay in my rent every month? How much do I pay here? And then how much do I make every 2 weeks? And then what do I have left over? Like that kind of budgeting? Is that what you mean?
Yes, probably, because some people don't know to pay themselves out of that budget. Are they making enough for the budget? Like, how
Okay.
do you know you're making enough for the budget? Some people are just like,
Or just
I'm
buying
in,
stuff. Gotcha.
yes. And you're not even in a budget, because I do know people who don't have a budget. They just, rob Peter to pay Paul. I've done it. I've been
You're
the
right.
person. That's why I don't have a bank card. I'm a swiper. Swipe, pop, pop.
Swiper, no swiping.
I am.
Okay. So if you want to just do a basic budget, the first thing that I would do is what I just said, right? You can, and it doesn't even have to be a piece of paper. You can literally get like ChatGPT. They have budget sheets online. You can probably Google a budget sheet. If you're my client, I have budget sheets that I've sent out to clients, right?
Okay.
And you will list your expenses. So that could be, your mortgage or your rent, your car payment, your car insurance, all of your insurances. How much do you pay on groceries a month? If you're paying for, tuition, how much is that? So it will list all of your expenses. And then in the other column, you're going to list all of your income. So your income from work. How often do you get paid? Do you have an income from any side hustles? Do you have an income from child support or separate maintenance? Do you have an income from, an inheritance? And you list all of your incomes. And then once you have your income and once you have your bills, you can then subtract the difference. And then that's your excess. So how much excess money do we have now left over to play with or invest with or save? And whatever that budget is, you pay yourself first, you invest a little bit, and then the rest, you live your life.
So you're saying pay yourself after the budget or in the budget?
Well, no, you put it in the budget.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put it, so that's another one where it's like, do I put it in the budget or do I just include it? So you can put it in the budget. Yeah, put it in the budget. So those kind of things, I always like for those to be automatic, right? So if you're having if you're going to be sincere and have discernment around saving, have that savings automatically come out of like your paycheck, or right? Because you can have, and a lot of people don't realize this, multiple deposits. So instead of your direct deposit going into your checking account, have some of it go into a savings account. And I would have that money go into a savings account that's not linked to like not at the same financial institution that your personal checking is. And then take it even a step further. Most high, and I would definitely recommend a high yield savings account. If you have a savings account and it's not in a high yield savings account, why? Right? Put it in a high yield savings account. And most of those accounts are online accounts or like brick and mortars. And so it's harder for you to access that money. So put it somewhere that, it might take 3 to 4 days for it to get to you. Because then you have to question, do I really need this?
Right.
Like there have been times where I have said, oh, I want these shoes. I really, really want these shoes. Or, oh, I want this mirror. Like there was one time I went to Pottery Barn and I really, really wanted a mirror. And one of my rules at that time was I had to give myself 48 hours before I bought it. And if I still really wanted it, I would come back. And if I didn't, I wouldn't. And so I remember one time I did that. And then I found a mirror the next day and it was, cheaper. So that's another thing that like little things like that you can implement into your life. Like before I spend $500 on this mirror, I'm gonna give myself 48 hours because I might not even like it tomorrow. I might not even want it. Do I still feel this? Maybe if I come back, it's gone. It wasn't meant for me.
Right.
So little things like that. Or you can also ask yourself, if I can't buy this item twice, then maybe I shouldn't buy it. Right. So if it's a vacation, right? If I couldn't go on this vacation twice and without putting it on credit, right? Then maybe I shouldn't go. If I can't buy these Chris Brown and Usher tickets twice and still be comfortable, maybe I shouldn't go. So those are kind of little things that I use sometimes to trick myself into not spending money. So those are.
But what about them tricking us with the Klarna? What's it called? They trick us with the Klarna. Is that what it's called? And they give you these. I know. I think they want us to be in debt because why would you let me make payments? They let me make payments on like something that's $50. I know y'all gonna let me make payments on something that's $500. Come on, talk to us.
I told my friend one day, I was like, girl, if you don't stop using Klarna, because she doesn't even need it. She just likes the ability to use it. So I'm like, please stop. I'm like, you do realize you have to pay that back. And you do realize you can't, like, it's gonna, girl, one day we was on the phone and she was like, oh my God, Klarna hit me 8 times today, Jessica. And I'm like,
why are you using that? The bill was $80, girl.
Money back.
Yeah.
No, that's the discernment I was talking about.
Right.
That's the discernment. So
that we need to use.
Klarna, okay, Klarna, yes, it's a wonderful feature that we have the ability to use. But then again, ask yourself, can I buy this without Klarna? Because if you can't buy it without Klarna, then you probably don't need to buy it, right? Now, unless, I've never been one to say don't live your life because I'm outside, right?
Right.
And, there might be times where, something is expensive. US Open tickets are expensive.
They are.
Chris Brown and Usher tickets are expensive.
Expensive.
But if we don't need to use Klarna, we shouldn't be in the habit of using it just to use it.
Because it creates a bad habit, financial habit.
It creates the bad financial habit.
Yeah. And Kenneth said payday loans are like the biggest traps also. Those payday loans. What's your thoughts on those?
Never, ever.
I used to get them when I was in my 20s. I was robbing and they was robbing me. I was robbing Peter and they was robbing Paul. They was taking a lot of my check.
Yeah. It's a lot of interest. I mean, and don't get me wrong, right? And then sometimes there are situations where people cannot help themselves, right? And payday loan, it is, right? I've never been one to say, never say never.
Yeah, because life happens.
Life,
right?
Life. And we sometimes find ourselves in positions where we do end up needing to get the payday loan. And if that's your only option, then do what you need to do. But if there's another option, then we shouldn't be doing that.
Okay. So along that line, how important is money management for like our community and for us to learn these things? Like a lot of times we didn't get this stuff or this information from our parents who, they were just living check to check and they didn't have these opportunities. So how important is money management for us?
Oh goodness. I'm gonna go on a tangent when we talk about money
Tell us, we need the information
in our community.
Yeah.
It's so much more important than I think we even realized. And I think it's even more important than I even realized when I got into this business and industry. The wealth gap is so disparate for so many different reasons. But ultimately, what it truly boils down to is education. And it all stems from so long ago, right?
Right.
But the education piece, which is what I really try to do with my clients. So what I'll tell you is when we're meeting, my job is to make sure that you understand like what your money is doing and you understand the products that you're in and you understand why I make the recommendations that I make, because we don't even realize that there are some products out there that could benefit us in a way that truly leaves generational impact. So when we talk about the generational wealth gap, everybody's like, oh, generational wealth, and oh, generational wealth is like the cute little buzzword, but nobody realizes that the easiest way to transfer generational wealth is through life insurance. And nobody realizes that many years ago, our people weren't even allowed to buy life insurance.
Right.
They had life insurance on us, but we weren't even allowed to buy it on ourselves.
Right.
And then when we were able to buy the life insurance, we were only able to buy enough to bury us. And so that's why grandma only had enough to bury her. Great grandma only had enough to bury her. And so all of these other communities, when people were passing away, were inheriting and generating millions and hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. We were over here like, oh, grandma died, here's 10, because that's all they let us have. And we still have that mentality.
Yeah.
So when we hear the word life insurance in our community, it's nobody gave me nothing, or I had to get it out of the months my kids were, or it doesn't benefit me, or, I don't have the extra money, or, but generational wealth. Right? But that's what they did. So we're we're trying to hustle backwards. Like they like, oh, well, I want to invest, but we don't even have the money or the resources to invest. So getting people to understand how life insurance works and the play on life insurance, because there are tools, like someone mentioned the IUL, which isn't my favorite product, but it's out there. There's the IUL, there's the VUL, there's whole life. The cash value that builds inside of these policies is tax-free.
Which is where we want to be.
Which is
where we wanted to be. Yes.
It's tax-free. So when I'm helping my clients and I'm saying, my job is to make sure you have more net spendable income in retirement, one thing that I might do is suggest that you only contribute the match to your 401k and you put the rest in a VUL so that you can earn tax-free, retirement money, while at the same time you have a life insurance policy. So if something happens to you, your family's okay, and we're investing at the same time, and we're growing tax-free money, and you also have your Roth, or you also have your 401k over here, right? So those are the the situations where we diversify our portfolio a little bit. I can't even get my community to understand or wrap their head around life insurance doing more for their portfolio because of the stigma around life insurance. I can't even get our community to sit down and have a conversation with me about investing and opening up a brokerage account and what that looks like, because we're so used to, wanting to keep our money under the mattress, or keeping our money in the safe. Or keeping our money in the 401k because that's where my employer told me to put it. Or keeping it with Fidelity because we know that name and we just trust that it's doing what it's supposed to do because the white man in the suit said so, right? So we're not even, as a community, as a collective community, our minds are turned off unless it's quick little information from TikTok that sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not, because those aren't licensed, registered people. They're just people talking sometimes.
Right. So what kind of life insurance like do you recommend? And why? You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking of my life insurance that I do have now, and I'm thinking, am I putting enough toward the generational wealth part? I don't think I am. So I might need to adjust some of my numbers if you know what you're saying is we're supposed to be leaving generational wealth. Am I leaving enough for the generation to be wealthy? Or am I just leaving them a little bit to put in their pocket?
Yeah. So and that depends on every client. Some people, right? So when you're like, well, what insurance do you recommend? That looks different for everybody.
For everyone.
I'll give you an example. The person
go to the website, sign up.
The person I was sitting with today, I'm like, ultimately, you know, he has a 13-year-old and an 18-year-old. He doesn't own his home, but he's like, I need some more life insurance. I'm like, well, how much do you have? Like, what is your goal for this insurance? And so then I asked him other questions, right? So then I said, do you have investments? Are you contributing to anything with work? What's your biggest, concern, right? Like, so once I know and have the answers to all of these questions, I'm like, okay, well, he's not concerned about this. There's no mortgage. He's not married. He has a pension. Like, all of those things determine my answer, right? Okay. So for him, my recommendation was a $300,000 term and a $250,000 VUL, because I wanted to protect his income for 3 more years. And then and he's not contributing enough to his 401k. So then he could do that at the same time. The term would fall off by the time his daughter was 25. And then he'd still have the VUL. So when he was 80, nobody had to worry about burying him. Yeah. Right. So that was the answer for him. But if I was talking to, my client yesterday, who is 7 months pregnant and a small business owner, and she already has a $250,000 whole life policy. Right. My recommendation for her, based on her current income, was a 20-year, $4 million term, and for us to start investing in a simple IRA. Because for her, who's getting ready to have a child, we need to protect her income for that child's whole entire life. And at the same time, we need to, as a small business owner who's not currently putting anything away for retirement, we need to open up an IRA for you so you're currently contributing to your retirement. So my answer is going to be different for how much life insurance should I have and what type of life insurance should I have. Also, your budget is going to answer the question too. Right. Some people, a woman called me today. This happens to me so much. It drives me crazy. A 66-year-old woman, she just retired from work, and she doesn't have any life insurance. Well, no, that's not true. She had a 10-year term. So that means that 10-year term is going to expire when she was 75. And so she's like, well, I need more life insurance beyond me being 75. And I'm like, yeah. So I started asking her all of these other questions. Like she had, put in a referral. So I didn't know anything about her. But I ultimately ended up realizing that she didn't have a long-term care plan in place. She had 3 kids. Her husband already had a policy, all of these other things. So where she wanted, a $200,000 whole life, that was going to cost her, based on her age, almost $1,000 a month. But she didn't really need a $200,000 whole life based on what she was telling me. What she really needed was long-term care and possibly some money for if and when she passed away. So instead of getting her a traditional $200,000 whole life policy, which did not serve her needs, we got her a long-term care policy that also acted as a life insurance policy that also allowed her to get her money back if she wanted it. So when I say to you, I really don't know. I cannot, as a licensed fiduciary, suggest that anyone do anything without knowing their own situation. And anyone who does suggest, you should get this, or you should get this, and you probably should listen to them, because they don't. How are you gonna tell me what I need to do and you don't even know what I got going on?
You don't even know the situation of what I have coming in, right? My assets, my debts. So I'm so thankful and grateful that you're here, because this is a conversation that our community needs to have. Like Kenneth said, life insurance is how the wealthy create generational wealth. And we don't know what we don't know.
We don't know.
Right?
We don't know.
don't know that you should leave money. That, like you said, the easiest way to leave money for the next generation is through life insurance. So my question to you is, if you already have life insurance, should you, I guess it's dependent on what age you are. Should you always up that every year or every other year? Because I always
So
thinking, man, I'm getting older. Should I send it, like add 50 more thousand to the policy I have? Because you said the one lady had 2 policies. But I guess that depends if you 2 policies. Do you do 2 policies?
I have 8.
Hmm?
I have 8.
8 life insurance? 8 policies?
I do.
Okay, I'm behind. I am behind.
Well,
8?
Yes. But my
Your
policies
circumstances.
fit my circumstances, right? So
Yes.
I have about $5 million worth of life insurance coverage because I have a special needs child who will never be able to be on her own. So if something were to happen to me yesterday, my family needs to be able to take care of her and not burdened. So they have rules, right? Buy a duplex, make sure she always has a home, make sure that, you rent the other space out, invest this much. Like, there are rules for my kid. That's why I have so much. So again, my situation different than your situation.
Right.
Also, the policies that I have, they serve different purposes. So I mentioned the one that I had when I was, I got when I was 27. I use that as my play money. I take money out of that. I make an $89 payment into that policy every month. And I know at the end of that year, I'm going to take that $3,000 right back out and use it for whatever I want to use it. And there's still a death benefit.
Okay.
Right? And there's still a death benefit. So
I need an appointment. Because it's given Christmas money, vacation money, and then there's still
it's a glorified savings account. That one's not tied to the market, so it doesn't matter what the market does. And then I have another one that I am going to slurp, which means supplement my life insurance with retirement plan. So I'm putting extra money into that one because that one is tied to the market. And when I retire, there will be enough money in there for me to I can either pull it out and supplement my income, but I'm also contributing to a 401k at work. So I'm hoping I can use that and I have a pension. So my other goal with that one is to take all the money out and buy a boat. And then there's still a death benefit. And then my third one, because my daughter has special needs,
right,
and she is uninsurable,
what's that mean?
It means that she can't buy life insurance. I can't get life insurance with her because of her medical condition.
Okay.
And so that's the other thing that our community, I don't think we realize, is that life insurance is not a right. You're not guaranteed life insurance. You have to be healthy for it. And so a lot of times in our communities, we got a little diet. We got a little bit of sugar. We got a little cholesterol.
Right. Hypertension.
And so the older we get, the harder it is to qualify and the more expensive it becomes. So one of the myths that I hear is that, it's so expensive for Black people. That's not necessarily true. It's just that Black people have more health issues. So it's like your race is not even a question on a life insurance application. But anyway, that policy is that I am hoping that there is enough cash inside of that policy that if and when something happens to my daughter, I will be able to pull that money out and take care of her. But there, still a death benefit for, her or my family or whatever. So my policies all fit my life and my need. My desire. So that's my job as, an agent, is to figure out how can I make these policies work for you, or how can I make your money go further? How can I make sure that your long-term goals can be met? Because a lot of times we don't think long-term. We're just thinking about the vacation, next month. Right.
Yeah.
So how many policies should you have? What type of policy should you have? It truly depends on your situation and your need. Yeah.
What she said, right? I have a term and a burial one. She said now she wants to change it and add. Yes, change and add. And that's Jessie. Yes, Jessica. Change and add and call Jessica.
So she's got one, the term is probably, covering her income. She might have little children. So, hey, if something happens, the kids are taken care of, or you might have a mortgage. Term is a wonderful product for that. Some people get, some people don't like it because they get nothing out of it, which is true. It's like car insurance. We hate paying for it.
You said out of term. We're talking about term now.
Yeah, with term insurance, because you don't get anything out of it unless you pass away. There's no perk to a term policy. So they're very affordable because a lot of them don't pay out because most people outlive the term policies or they end up canceling them and getting like whole life policies. That is, a good structure. How I'm not
I know she wanted an appointment. Name twin.
I'm not too far. My calendar's open.
Name twin is like, put me in there.
No, so honestly, July is open because I changed a lot, but August is terrible. So get me now, get in July, because in August
you're pretty busy.
In the country, yeah.
Okay. Oh,
3 weeks out of the month, I'm gone.
Yeah, so don't forget to go to the website. Go to the website. Yeah. You guys can go through there, make an appointment. While she's available, you just heard her name. Name twin is special needs mom twin. Oh yeah, so she probably wants to do that too for her to talk about those policies with her son.
I have a foundation for my daughter, so I would love to chat with you about that too.
Oh honey, yes, yes, and yes, that's my good girlfriend there. It's my roadie. So yes, okay, so.
Oh yeah, I would love to talk.
Oh yeah, she's definitely gonna like hit you up. You guys will be good. So how important for financial literacy and money management for the community and just individuals and people who are married? So married people, I know in everybody's household works different because I understand that. So depending on the household, how does that work with one person having life insurance and the other spouse does not have life insurance, and one is a saver and one is not a spender? I guess that's the opposite. How can you find balance? Am I giving you the yes? How can you find balance if one person is one way and the other person is the other, the opposite? There is none. There's no balance. What can we do to help the people, Jess?
I done been divorced twice. Y'all might not want to ask me no marital question.
We need the information.
I'm the wrong person to ask a marital question, girl.
No, because some relationships are like that. And it's a strain that one person is like, okay, I want to save for the future. And the other person is like, let's do what we need to do now. It's not a worry. And then if you're like fly by the night person and then somebody else is like super responsible, I guess that a better word, somebody is responsible, like what advice do you have for the responsible person to try to bring on the one who's not responsible? We're not going to tell them to dump them though. We're not going to tell them to dump them. They in the committed. Yes. We're going to pass the question.
I'm going to tell you right now. I just filed for divorce 2 months ago because my husband stuck a 6 figures in crypto and lost it. So I'm the wrong person. I'm the wrong, person to have this conversation with now.
All right. We might have to move on because she's gonna be like dump them. Because if you're not, it does create a financial strain on the relationship. So, ladies, gentlemen, whoever are watching, like we need you to be responsible in the marriage and in your life. Like you don't need extra stress from the finances. You don't need to know like who's paying the bills, what bills are being paid, the budgeting. Like we all need to contribute to make sure we're leaving things. First of all, so we can live comfortably where we are. And then we can leave these things for our next generation because we're not building financial freedom. We're kind of living like day to day to minute to hour.
I didn't even realize I was making faces. I'm sorry.
You was, child. Giving it all to a serving. I told you we having a conversation.
I forgot this was live.
Yeah, but it's the reality though. That's the reality of like, if you mess up the money, you messing up the money. It's serious.
No, I would recommend if you are in a situation where like the other person truly has no control, like you have had numerous conversations, you have sat down, you have said, hey, let's budget, or you put a budget in place, or you put a plan in place and they went against it, or you like, at some point, just protect yourself, right? So depending on your situation, I feel like I was saying that on that tonight, right?
No, that's the truth though.
Depending on your situation, because there are situations where, you know, someone controls the finances, or there are situations where you might not have a say, or there are situations, there's so many situations, but if you have the ability, protect yourself, put money away for you. You know, I have a client a couple of days ago, you know, she got $30,000 that she hid from her husband. Right. So what do we do with this money? How do we grow it? Right.
Watch me. I was going to say good for her, but he right here. I was like, good for her. And I was like, oh, he can hear me.
I mean, I'm just saying, right? Like I said the same thing. I said, good girl, hallelujah, right? Because as much as we would, you know, love every situation that we're in to be, you know, a fairy tale, it's not, right? So protect yourself. You know, always have, you know, I would say always have someone like me. Like I don't even think that we realize someone like me exists that you can call and talk to about these type of financial concerns and issues that you're having. So like you can literally call me and talk to me about these things, and I will give, you know, either personal or professional advice, right? Because, you know, I might have lived through it, or I might have had a client who's gone through a situation like that. So yeah, I would just say protect yourself, make sure that you're putting, you know, if you are in that situation where you know you can't depend on your partner, start protecting yourself. Even if it's, you know, a little bit here and there.
Get your own insurance. Make sure you're insured, and make sure you have your own savings and do the
Okay. And then if you're in a situation, because you did earlier ask me to, like, what if your husband's insured or you're not, or what if this and what, like sometimes there's situations where that happens because of insurance issues. Like your partner might not be insurable, or maybe they are insurable, but you can't afford the insurance because of how much it costs. Or, you know, like also too, talk to someone like me, because, you know, there have been times where I've been able to find loopholes for people in order, you know, to get them insurance. You know, maybe I go through their employer. I do a lot of group benefits through employers. So there's different ways. But I would definitely say have a conversation with someone like me, even if it's not me. Find someone that you trust. That's another thing.
We trust you.
Well, if you trust me, that's another big thing. Yeah, you should always trust who you're working with. So find someone you trust, and then find someone that you can create that relationship with. So I know for me, you know, my clients should be able to call me and, you know, ask me questions. I should be able to come to the barbecues, the cookouts, to the baby showers. You know, I do that for my clients. I try to show up in whatever capacity that they need me, but always protect yourself. And sometimes we don't even know what it looks like or what that means.
But that's why we have to sit down and have the conversation with you to have and you would give an overall view of what we look like, because what I think we look like and what we actually look like could be like too. I'm like, oh, we're in a good place. And you're like, wait a minute, your savings is terrible, baby. What is happening? And you don't have enough put up. And
that's very true. And sometimes I'll give you another example. There is a highly respected and revered man in our community where I live. And I've known him for quite some time. And, you know, I grew up around him because he worked in, you know, our school system. I ran into him recently and he's like, you know, what are you doing now? And I told him what I do. And he's like, oh, you know, our guy just, you know, he passed away and I need somebody to help us. You know, we'd love to have you over. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, I was like, okay, sure. Right. Thinking, I can't believe, you know, that's a big thing for an advisor to be trusted. Right. And so I'm sitting there and I'm at his table with him and his wife, and I'm looking over, they had all of their, you know, accounts and everything for me. They had, you know, their pension listed, their income, everything. And I was proud of the growth, like the amount of money that they had saved and acquired through their, you know, discernment and discipline over all of their years. but I was thoroughly pissed off at whoever helped them prior to me because they had no protection from all of, like, at their age, all of their money was aggressively invested in the market. At their age, they had no type of long-term care plan. At their age, they had no life insurance. Even though that they had cash, all of their money was in tax-deferred assets, which means if something happened to either one of them, all of their money is being taxed 2 times because they didn't have an estate plan in place. So all of their money is really not all of their money once it gets down to that next generation. Furthermore, if either one of them had a long-term care event, I will tell you guys, I'm writing a check for $12,000 a month for my grandmother to get quality care in a nursing home because she has dementia. $12,000 a month. That is like 5 trips to Disney for me. What in the world?
Wow. I mean, God bless Graham.
The house that my mom grew up in, I grew up in, I brought my kid home to, I had to sell it. I had to sell the house that was in the will to go to my special needs kid. I had to sell it because nobody protected them. Nobody told them, put the home in a trust. Nobody told them, if you're going to do that, get a long-term care plan. Nobody told them, if you're not going to do that, get the house out of your name. And so I'm so passionate because, that's not even the only situation. There are multiple situations where my family has acquired wealth and we've lost it.
So can we circle back? What does that long-term care plan mean?
Long-term
and
care
getting
plan,
the house out of like their name because
so
of that.
long-term care, once you get to of certain age, or not even of certain age, once you can't do 2 of the activities of daily living, so you can't dress yourself, you can't, get out of the bed on your own, you can't feed yourself, and you need someone to take care of you, who's going to do that? In our community, a lot of times we hear, my kid, I got 3 kids, somebody gonna take care of me, right? And that is a very antiquated and selfish, I think, way to think, because the amount of time it takes for your children to take care of you in those situations, it puts a toll on their life, right? So there are so many times in our families that, somebody's got to go over and, watch grandma, somebody's got to do that. And it's nice that we can do it, but some families can't. And when you can't, when there is no one to take care of your loved one, regardless of their age, right? Maybe you get in a car accident tomorrow. And now anything could happen to anyone at any time, right? Now, do you have somebody come in the home and take care of you? If you do, how are you going to pay for it? Or are you going to go into a nursing home? If you do, how are you going to pay for it? And if you don't, if you have assets, people think the government or the state is going to pay for them. No, if you have assets, you have to deplete your assets before the government will kick in. So if you have a home, don't expect to go into this nursing home and get good care, right? You have to get rid of all of your stuff before we will pay for you. And so the question for our family, with everybody being where they were, who's going to take care of her? None of us can drop our life and take care of her. It's not like we could take shifts. We're all over the place in my family. So the only thing that we could do for her to get good care, shouldn't you take the house out of your name? So that's why I said, if nobody told them to do this, right? If nobody had a conversation with them, they didn't know.
You don't know.
I wasn't doing this yet, right? So they made me executor of their estate like 10 years ago. I was still working at the bank. I didn't know anything about what I was doing. And then by the time we were in that situation, the 5-year look back, it was nothing we could do. So I ended up having to sell the home, and now I write a check for $12,000 a month for her care. And once our assets are depleted, then the state will begin to pick in. Now, the caveat to that, just like she mentioned, well, if you get the assets out of your name, yes, but then you end up in a state-run facility, right? So
which is poorly and care and
And now when you walk in, it stinks and the people aren't nice to you. And it's is night and day. So I would urge anyone who doesn't think that they need long-term care to go to a nice long-term care facility and a not so nice long-term care facility and figure out
makes
what
a difference.
you want to be in.
Yeah, it definitely
Right?
makes a difference.
It
So
makes
is
a
that
difference.
where trust and wills come in?
That's where trusts come in. Wills
Trust.
can be changed. Wills can be contested in court. Wills can be made. All of my clients have the ability to make a will, power of attorney, and a healthcare proxy through my portal. They just have to print it out and get it notarized. So wills are easy to make. It's very simple. Trust, you need an attorney, and they can't be contested. Once you make a trust, they're like ironclad. So if you put your home in a trust, it's protected. Those kind of things.
Gotcha.
But trust costs money, and a lot of people don't like to spend the money. So
because
again,
of the attorney part.
Because of the attorney part. Oh, I just spent $5,000 for the attorney. Da, 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 da. So they don't want to spend the $5,000 for an attorney, and then all right, well, we're gonna lose this house, right?
Okay, we have questions in the comments. If you guys want to put your questions in the comments.
What do you think about ladybird deeds? I'm Googling that because I don't know what that is.
That's a new term for you. Ladybird deeds. Ladybird, is that the
It lets you name a beneficiary to get your real estate automatically when you pass away. Transfer voice of probate is slow. I don't know anything about a ladybird deed. I would suggest speaking to an estate attorney about that, about how those work.
Oh, a ladybird deed. You said speak to an attorney? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. The house is legal. The property passes directly to their heirs. Okay, so yeah, this is even talking about Medicaid estate recovery. So I would talk to an estate attorney about how ladybird deeds work. But it says I am also reading I'm reading ChatGPT because I didn't know. It says only 5 states actually allow that. So Florida, Texas, Michigan, Vermont, and West Virginia.
Oh, and she's in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, I would talk to an estate attorney. I mean that looks and sounds very very good. I can understand why the government doesn't want to let that happen, because if they do, they don't get the tax.
Or they get the tax on it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's maybe I need to move to Florida.
But Florida got a couple things going on for them. That's good,
There's a lot in Florida.
Yeah.
I'll stay out of
But
Florida.
we do have a couple watchers who are in Florida, like watching right now. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I am licensed in 11 states. So even if you are in a different state, I can support you. And if you do work with an attorney, so if you have like your own attorney or your own tax accountant, I work in tandem with them. And I'm never going to offer advice or suggest you do anything without speaking to your trusted advisors that you already work with. So that's how I work too, by the way, just in case anybody had any questions. And so if your CPA is offering you some advice and I'm offering you differing advice, it's fine. Like sometimes I will call the CPA and we'll be like, well, this is why I suggested, this is why I suggested. So I work with anyone and their team.
Okay. So what are some bad habits? Well, you guys can put your questions for Jessica in the comments. I'm going to ask this question. What are some bad habits we should stop or drop, right? To let it go in order to build like some stronger financial freedom.
Impulse
minus if you can't, you said shopping?
No, impulse shopping.
Oh, impulse shopping. Oh, yeah. I was like, wait a minute now, sis.
Did you say what bad habits?
I did, but I didn't think you was going to say shopping first.
No, I said impulse shopping.
Impulse. Yes.
Yeah, impulse shopping.
Okay.
And I say that because that's my bad habit. I suck at that. I'm terrible.
Well, my thing is, would I be upset if I didn't purchase it, which goes against your 48-hour rule of, hey, 48 hours, am I never going to think about this again, or would I be okay? So I think I might need to incorporate that into clicking the button because I'm a peer.
One of the other things, I don't know if anybody's spiritual, but I also think about the fact that when I'm not here, I'm literally not going to care about my worldly possessions. Yeah. So once I took on that mentality, I've been able to be like, nah, a lot, because I've had and experienced a lot of loss in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've gotten this new sense of, I'm not even going to care about that. I'm going to die one day. I'm not even going to need it. Like, if I'm not going to die, if it's not going to matter 5 years from now, those are the kind of questions I've been trying to ask myself before I make a purchase. Like, even little things, because like you mentioned, like Amazon, those TikTok shops, those used to get me for everything. Like even the little thing, like something I might have bought my daughter, like maybe like even like little, tattoos.
Right.
I was gonna buy some K-pop tattoos the other day just because they popped up, and I was like, oh, K-pop tattoos, she would love this. $4. Look at that. I put it in the cart, and then I was like, why am I buying that? She's probably not gonna care about the tattoos. It's gonna probably sit and waste. They might use 2 of them, and then they're gonna be in the trash. So I stopped and paused. So if you just stop and pause really quick, is this going to matter? And then
I have like DJ, you know how the DJ have those little fireworks that go up and sparkle? They're like little fireworks that shoot out. I have those in my cart. I don't even know why. And I'm so upset. I'm like, this is really ridiculous at this point. Like, why do you have these? What do you need those for? And maybe I could have a problem. Who would need help, Jess? I could have a problem. The fact that I have these.
That would have been really cool to do on, what did you say, July 10th?
July 10th, yes.
That would have been really cool to see, some fireworks. But now that July 10th is over, I don't think we need the fireworks.
Yeah, I got to take it out the cart and let it go.
Yeah, let them go.
Okay, so website. Can we get your website again and your phone number again for the people who just tuning in? We have Jessica Sarter here. She is the founder of Castleview Wealth LLC. She is giving us building financial freedom and creating generational wealth through money management. We got to manage the money, y'all. We just can't give it all away to the interest in TikTok and Amazon, because the man got enough money. He don't need no more of our money, because malls are changing, because we're all buying online, right? So you don't even get to go into the store to buy these things anymore. Mm-hmm. The billionaire is like a trillionaire now.
Yeah.
He don't need no more of my money.
He doesn't.
He ain't even paying taxes on that money. My God. Like, they have the recipe.
No.
Yeah. They have the recipe, and we just don't know what the recipe is. We need it in the cookbook. But you're going to help us, right? You're going to help us get in this cookbook.
I'm going to help. Just
with this
information.
What you
need help with, and everybody's need is different, but we build
considering what we all need. So you can call her business phone number at 1-302-745-9900 or www.castleview.com. Yes and yes.
Yes and yes.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions in the comments? I've never heard of Lady Bird Deeds. I thought, isn't that like the president's, I don't want to say a dead president, but what's her name? She was like the first lady, Lady Bird. Lady Bird was the first lady.
I don't know. You lost me on that.
Lyndon B. Johnson. I think that's Lyndon B. Johnson's wife. Lady Bird. I'm not making that up. I have random facts up here.
History's not my strong suit.
Yes.
Unless
just don't leave a voicemail. Yes, Jess said just don't leave a voicemail.
Don't leave a voicemail.
So we're recommending you go on the website and go through that way. So yes, Miss Ma'am, do you have anything that you want to leave us with?
No, I don't have anything I want to leave you guys with, anything special, except thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I hope that, what I said was valuable. You guys are walking away with some information, or at least interest in taking control of your finances. And like I mentioned, you can go to my website, schedule time with me. Even if it's not me, do something, right? I always tell people that. Just, put one foot in front of the other. You have to start somewhere. Everyone's situation is different. And the other thing too, don't feel embarrassed about your financial situation either. A lot of times we are doing much better than we actually think we are. One thing that is, a fact is 70% of Americans don't make over $70,000 a year. And for our community, I think sometimes we think that we should be making more. We should have this. And so having the conversation with someone like me can feel, humbling, or you can feel intimidated, or you can feel like you're not where you're supposed to be. But I promise you'll never get there if you don't have, the guidance and the coaching and the education to get you to where you need to be. And the other thing too, I will say, and then I'll land the plane, is that people think that they're supposed to know a lot more than they do as well. I know money because I've literally been doing money for 17 years. Yeah. Right. I'm not a doctor. I would never know how to perform open heart surgery. I would never. Oh my gosh, teachers, how do y'all sit with, 3-year-olds all day, other people's kids all day? I'd never be able to do that. My God. Right. And so I would never know how to do, the functionality of an HR manager. So you're not supposed to know what to do with your money, but you are supposed to make it a priority.
I like that. So when people contact your website, how are they meeting with you? Are they physically meeting with you? Or do you offer like Zoom? What do you offer?
So I offer Zoom, or over the phone, or in person, depending on where you are. So if you are, if you're not too far from me, or if you have a very complex financial need where you need like true financial advising, I might even travel. Like I have clients who I've gone to see in New York, Virginia, because, they prefer one-on-one, or the situation required us to be in person.
Or they want to do themselves and their parents at the same time.
Or it's like a big family thing. So, there have been times I will travel if it's necessary. I also host a lot of webinars and seminars for groups. So, we might have some kids that you want me to talk to about money management. Or you might have, like a women's group and you want someone to come in. I do those as well. So I can really be available for whatever resource, you need as long as it fits the calendar or the schedule.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I don't think we have any more questions, and it is Lady Bird. Cut the music on, sir. Come on. It's the Sandman. He closing us out.
He said, you ain't got to get home. Where you got to go?
I got to get out of here. Yes, she said it is Claudia out to Lady Bird Johnson. See, I know it was a lady. I think I know. Okay. This is a little fact. I think there is a lady who goes to Bethany Baptist Church in Lindenwold, and I think she said she was the nurse for her. That's how I remember it. They were doing like military something, and she did a video, and she said she was her nurse.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Okay. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. This was Jesse. This was so good. Thank you again. Yeah, thanks for coming on, everyone. Next week. So yes, can we get some hand claps in the comments? Hand claps in the comments. Thank you so much for coming on. We have the tools. Thank you for giving us the tools to help us build this financial freedom, this generational wealth. Clearly, we're going to go on the website and make an appointment and not leave a voicemail. I'm terrible with the voicemail too. So yes, thank you so much, Jess, for coming on. As you guys know, her business is called Castleview Wealth. And you can find her on her website. So yes, next week we have, there it is right on your screen. Next week we have John Fuqua. He is with Life Worth Living, and we are going to talk about the violence that is happening in Cumberland County. So he's going to come on and talk to the community and give us information on how we can combat all of the violence that's happening in our community and what our community can do to, help save the kids, because we are our community, right? We care about us and we need the information. So yes, thank you, man, for coming on, and everyone have a good night. We will see you next Thursday. What is that date? The 16th. We will see you next Thursday, the 16th, back here at 6:30. Have a good night, everyone.